Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the podcast. Today we have Alyssa and Ryan from Paper Crane Cinema. Hey guys, what's up?
Hey.
What's up, guys?
Hey, thanks for having us.
Thank you for sitting down and getting on the podcast. We know you guys are super busy. You guys have a ton of weddings. I know you're always editing. I saw the other day that you guys got 8 weddings out or something this week?
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's amazing.
We get in really bad patterns where it's everything just gets done all at once, and then it's boom, here's all the weddings.
Everybody's wedding film for September.
That is so crazy. 8
Wow.
weddings in a week? You guys just sat down and knocked them all out?
Well, it wasn't 8 weddings, but it was 8 individual wedding videos, within 3 weddings.
Yeah, I think three full wedding packages were finished last week.
Yeah, because each wedding has different packages and videos you need to put together. That's amazing.
It's a lot of work.
Man, I wish I was as efficient as you guys. That's so cool. Oh my gosh. So yeah, can you guys go ahead and just give the listeners a little bit about yourself, what you guys do,
Who you
guys
are.
from, who you are, what do you guys like to do? Just for the people at home.
Well, who are we?
We are Ryan and Alyssa, Paper Crane Cinema Co. We're based in Louisville, Kentucky. We say it Louisville. I think everyone else says it Louisville.
Yeah, say it one more time.
Louisville.
I don't know.
We're not from here originally, so we could be saying it
We had to
wrong.
train ourselves to say it the right way.
Yeah, I said Louisville for the first 6 months that I lived here, and I think people were looking at me funny. You're not saying it right, dude.
Yeah, he's definitely not from Kentucky.
Yeah.
Florida kid.
But yeah, so we do full-time wedding videography. We're a husband and wife team. This is basically all we do, especially right now because it's, we're coming to the end of our fall wedding season. So this is literally just our lives right now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. This is, we're finishing up our 4th season of doing weddings. So
4th season.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So do you have any more this year?
we have 2 more. We have
Okay.
2 in December, and then we are done for a little while.
Yep.
That's
Until
awesome.
the springtime.
Till the spring.
Because
Yes.
'cause,
Kentucky has weather and seasons.
in Florida, we have 50-degree weather, and people complain about it's too cold.
Just come hang out with us.
And you guys actually have snow and actual
Wait,
cold.
it snows in Louisville?
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
Louisville.
Louisville.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that was good.
Just have to mumble, I guess, right?
Yeah,
No, you have to say it like you have a mouthful of
Yeah,
marbles.
you
Yeah,
have,
just kind of grunt it out.
a mouthful of almonds. Louisville.
It's so
Yeah,
good.
it's like you're a native.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. So
Yeah, it
this is
gets,
your 4th
pretty cold.
season. And have you guys been doing? 4th season. What did you guys do before this?
So we met doing full-time video production at a big church here in town. Yeah. So I was on the production team, and then about a year and a half after I got hired, this new guy joins the team.
Just me.
And then, we became best friends, and then one thing led to another, and eventually we got married. And then I'm skipping a lot of details. But
Yeah, of course.
yeah, got married, started the business, and then boom.
Yeah, it
here
all
we
happened
are,
in
4
a
years
week.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Well, it did, yeah.
So how long have y'all been married?
Almost 4 years.
Yeah, almost 4 years.
Yeah.
4 years.
Oh, no.
In
So
February.
you did
yeah.
start right after you guys got married, right?
It was pretty much immediate.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was about 3 months after. So
That's cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
we did not
full-time.
know what we were getting ourselves into.
No,
But
just a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if our listeners understand what full-time wedding videographers actually means. That just means that both of you this is your job. It's your only source of income, which is to us scary because we haven't done that yet. Jericho is full-time, but I'm not. But you guys are both full-time. So at what point did that happen? Did you do it at the same time? Did someone have a job still? How did that all
Did
work
someone
out?
quit first, and was it one person full time, and then someone else
Yeah.
was working, a different job, or you at the church? How did that
So-
eventually?
We both just kind of dove in.
Yeah, we basically
Yeah.
we quit our jobs pretty much back to back.
Really?
We basically knew that we were going to have enough income coming in for the next few months just with freelance stuff. So we just took that and ran with it. We were we just hope that this works out. We're going to have faith that it works out. And luckily it did.
We had kind of a decision to make because we were both still working production jobs, but we could either start turning down like some freelance opportunities, or we could just take the leap. And we were like, let's just take the leap and see what happens. And then here we are.
Wow.
That's amazing. Wow. I didn't know it was like from the go. Like,
Yeah.
It's
Like-
terrifying.
yeah, 100%.
terrifying.
But it was
you
so
know?
exciting though too. Like we had so much adrenaline behind like every decision we made, because it's like
Yeah.
we have to get these gigs now just so we can put food on the table.
Yeah. So it forces you guys to essentially like work harder and like seek out opportunities and not sit at home waiting for people to call you. You guys are actually out there trying to get these jobs, and I think that's like the difference. Like people, like I think that's why me and you connected. Like when we met at
Yeah.
Venture. For the people who didn't
Yeah.
know, Ryan and I, we met at Venture this past
The workshop. Just
May,
this
which
May,
was
yeah.
a video
Yeah.
workshop. And
We all met at Venture.
Yeah, we all met
Not
at
just you
Venture.
and
We were all
Ryan.
there.
You were the first people we talked to there.
Yeah.
I think
The
it was,
first day, I remember.
But it was funny because we were wedding photographers disguised. So we were like wolves in sheep's clothing, right?
Yeah.
we
You
like-
were the spy.
We had no idea. Like we've only done like a handful of like wedding videos. Like we were mostly doing wedding photos, and
Yeah.
we just wanted to learn. I was like, yeah, Venture would be the best. And you know, Ryan and I have been able to work down here in Florida, and you know, hopefully we get to see you guys again when you come down, you know, in December. That would be so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're planning on it.
But yeah.
going full time, you probably had to make some sacrifices, like I would assume, right? Like nights out with friends and stuff like that, right? For you to solely rely on your work.
Yeah,
Yes.
it definitely.
Like I feel like a lot of people don't realize that like we as like entrepreneurs, small business owners make a lot of sacrifices, like daily sacrifices. Like right now this week, we don't really eat dinner.
Yeah.
Like we have back-to-back weddings and it's just
Hey, at least you're smiling about it.
Yeah, I mean, but like you can't complain because
No, I'm just saying
the
like
alternative is
there's-
that
there's-
9 to 5, right? I'd rather be
Yeah,
doing this.
absolutely.
Yeah, ew.
You can't.
No.
Yeah.
So
It's when people find out that like we just are full-time freelancers, you know, yeah, I'm sure you guys get this too. Where people will joke like, "Oh yeah, so you just get to like just hang out at home all day," and it's like, no, it's more that you live at your office.
Right. Yeah.
And, like you work from home.
No, but
Yeah.
on one hand, you know, like most of today, I was editing in sweatpants and, you know, just like petting cats. It was fun. But yeah, the trade off is that I have friends that I haven't seen in a while. Hopefully I'll see them soon. But it's like this is crunch time for a lot of projects. And so you kind of have to, like, you just kind of have to anticipate that, you know, that these seasons are going to happen where you're going to be busy.
Yeah.
So
what
it makes it less difficult, I guess.
What does the typical day look like for you guys? Like you wake up.
Great question.
is it all random, or do you have like a set schedule? Like, you know, we wake up, we sit down, have our coffee together. Because you guys are both doing it, you know, husband and wife. I do it by myself at home. But I know, like for me, sometimes it's hard for me to get into the office. Sometimes I get distracted with other little things around the house. Like that's, I think, one of the hardest part. But what's the daily routine for you guys? How's that look like?
I would say I can relate to you a lot because I think a lot of times that is the case where it's like we have like your business life and your personal life and your home life, like things that have to get done around the house. It all kind of melds into one thing.
Yep.
Yeah,
and so it's been helpful for us to practice. We don't always do well at this, but just to be more disciplined with ourselves. Like I always do my best when I get up and make my cup of coffee. It's like, cool, I have my coffee in my hand. I'm going to sit at my computer right away and just start it. Because if I put it off, I just keep putting it off.
Yeah.
So I kind of just get up and go and then,
It's amazing how much you can get done.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and for us, I do think even with sometimes like, you know, scheduling can sometimes be all over the place.
Yeah.
I do think we are pretty process oriented. Like we kind of know our workflow and we stick to that pretty well. Like we have very defined roles within our business, even though like, you know, we're a husband and wife team. Each one of us have the same skill set, but we kind of know, like we stick in our lane. And I think that helps us be more productive and feel like, at least for me, I don't like, hopefully you feel this way too. Like I don't feel as overwhelmed with like the full spectrum of everything that we have to do. Cause it's like, here's the part that I'm owning. You have the part that you're owning.
Yeah.
Just kinda
So tell us
stick
a little
with
bit
it.
about those roles, like who does what, and we can say who does that in our relationship.
Yeah, 'Cause we're the same. We have our tasks that we divide up. You know,
And we were talking with our friend Oksana, who's a photographer, and she does all of it on her own. Like, she's a single person, and we were talking like how hard that is.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And she's starting to like learn video too on top of all that. So she's trying to do it all herself.
Yeah.
And I told her, I give mad respect for her because there's some like things that I'm weak at and I'm really good at. And same
Like
with
he has never made an Instagram post, Facebook post ever.
Right. Same with Ryan.
Same here.
Yeah. Never. So explain to us like those roles, like who does what during the post-wedding process.
So we basically divide everything by video. So I will do everything for the highlight video, and Ryan will do everything for the speeches film and the ceremony film. Because that's generally our main package that people get. They get those 3 films. So yeah, we do, as far as like the highlight, culling and everything of all the footage, that's all me. I just like sort through all of that and organize it all into bins and get it all laid out in the timeline, and
then Ryan comes in and
then form the story.
Yeah, I do the ceremony edits. I do a lot of like the audio polishing too on our films, and I kind of oversee like getting everything ready for the shoot. So cases packed, batteries charged, all that stuff, and then I also pull all the footage after the wedding. So I put it on our Drobo and get it all organized and labeled and everything. That way, when it comes time to edit, everything's just organized and backed up and already ready to go.
So important.
Yeah, totally. I mean,
So
it's similar with us. I like to, that's actually what I've been doing like the past couple of days because we have a wedding this weekend. It's both photo and video. So once you guys will see when you start to add the photo in there, you're gonna have so much more gear.
Yeah.
To
and just stuff to think about.
And a lot more SD cards to think about.
I will tell you guys that the hardest part of doing both versus like on a typical wedding day, I'm sure you both have your own roles. Like Alyssa, you do one thing, and then Ryan, you do something else. Like that's how we work too. Like he knows I'll get the detail shots. He'll go start with the girls. But when we do both, like it's a whole new dynamic. It is so different, and like having to put that like, okay, I have to do like the whole like everything, something that he always does and I do, and then he has to do all of it for video. Like it's a whole new world. Like it's crazy how much we rely on each other,
Because like you said, when you divide, you guys divide the tasks, So now you're taking on all of it, but unless you obviously designate your second shooter.
But still, you will never be able to trust that second shooter like you trust your husband. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, because we have shot weddings before where we've split up on a wedding day, and I've gone with a different shooter. Ryan's gone with a different shooter, and luckily it's always turned out well. I would say, at least from what I'm remembering right now in this moment.
Yeah.
But it is, like what you just said, it's so crazy how much you realize that you rely on that person.
Yeah.
Because Ryan is so much more technically minded than I am. And I'm just so much more, like, I'm always looking for the beauty and, like, what pretty thing can I capture? And I'm always, like, aware of, like, the moments that are happening. Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm walking into a room and I'm like, I know how to mic this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to figure out, like...
Exactly.
And lighting.
And then when it's just me, it's like, oh, my gosh, I have to mic this. Oh, no.
Yeah.
So,
I think
it's amazing.
For us, it's like... For off-camera flashes,
flash dance.
Like if I'm lighting a barn or if I'm lighting, a white ceiling, reception hall, it's totally different. Christine's like, oh no, how are we gonna figure out this flash? Like it's totally, it's interesting. Like that dynamic of having to think of that. It's like, or like me, like shooting details. Like, it's not something
Jericho
I
walks
specialize.
over and like knocks everything over every single time.
I can't do like the flat line. Don't
just
even
throw the
suggest
rings
that.
down.
Yeah, I'll take the dress and I'll hang it somewhere. But that's the extent of my
just because
detail
he's taller than me, I'll be like, I need it right there.
I'll take a couple photos of that. And I'm like, yeah, this is perfect. Like we're good. And then we'll move on. But
So who does like all of like
the social media
and like emails and stuff? Is that Alyssa?
Yes.
Yeah.
How did you guess?
I feel like we're connected.
Yes, I know. But yeah, definitely. I usually handle all the emails. Sometimes if I just have a lot on my plate, I'll be like, Ryan, get back to this person that inquired.
Yeah.
They're your client now. But yeah, usually for the most part, it's me.
Yeah.
So you do the social media. Who does the like the customer or like the client intake, responding to emails?
She said that she did it.
Oh, you do all that?
Me. Yeah.
So Ryan, you just hang out in the back like me?
What do you
Depending.
do?
It's weird. Like our dynamic is kind of like, if we need to have a phone call, I'll always be the one that does the phone call.
I hate talking on the phone.
Oh, really?
So either he will talk on the phone by himself, or usually it's the two of us. But if it's just like a one-on-one, like quick call to check on details of something,
Yeah.
I will not do it.
It's funny.
I
It's
can't do
always
it.
me.
That's always Christina.
Yeah.
Christina's the one. Yeah.
But I love emails. Like, I don't know why. Like,
You do love emails.
I do. I'm such an introvert, but in an email, it's like I can tell you exactly how I feel. I can express the excitement that I actually feel. But if it's a one-on-one conversation, I have such a hard time showing that level of excitement that I actually feel. You
Yeah.
know what
Yeah.
I mean?
That's funny that you mentioned that you're an introvert. We have noticed, because we're photographers, that a lot of videographers tend to be introverts. But then when we saw Ryan at Venture, I was like, this guy's a little different.
Yeah.
Like he approached
He's
us.
weird.
He's the one that came up to us, and I was like, huh.
I'm like, this guy's not.
So that's definitely a great tendency for like a photographer, wedding
Yeah.
photographer. I feel.
Yeah, it's a good
Especially
trait.
because you're running, you have to like get people, herd people, you know, family photos. You'll see.
Yeah.
You know, getting all the girls ready to go take bridal portraits, and then Alyssa's just gonna be like, just over here getting my shots.
Yeah.
You know, all right, good. I'm
Exactly.
good. I'm out. See you, Ryan.
I'll just be over in my corner hiding behind trees.
Yeah. You know, getting the super artistic shot. You know,
Yeah.
I think that is, you know, the difference. Man. All right.
So, what is your, like, what's the hardest and best part of working with your husband and wife?
Should we start with the hardest first?
I think we should start with the hardest part.
And then we'll end on a good note?
That's always
Sounds
good.
good.
I think it's really challenging because oftentimes it's very easy for work to take over your personal life.
Yes.
And so
Even still,
it's-
even with this
yeah.
being our 4th full year of doing this, it's even still we have to catch ourselves being like, okay, we have to put up boundaries. We have to, like, I'm talking to you as a wife now and not as your coworker
Yeah.
who's making a critique on a video.
For sure. It's
Yeah,
that
we-
home-work balance. It's so hard.
Yeah. It's hard. I feel
Yeah.
like we're still going to be learning that, like, a couple years from now.
Yeah, it's so easy to go out to dinner, and the easiest thing to talk about is work
Yep.
because
Yeah.
there's so much to talk about.
Which I feel like we've gotten better
Yeah,
about
we have
that
gotten
at this
better.
point. Like, usually when we're going out now, it's like, okay, we're out of the
Yeah.
house. We're going to go do something fun. We're not going to think
Yeah.
about work. But at first, it was so hard because anytime we got an email, we had to respond right away.
Yep.
And, like, we'd be sitting at dinner and, like, trying to figure out the right words to say to a client in order to get, like, to hopefully get
Yeah.
the client.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. We
yeah,
can
now
tell.
it's just like, here's a template. No.
Yeah.
But,
Totally.
I think that leads into what I would say is the best part, though, is that there's just this trust all throughout our relationship, and we can almost like read each other's minds at this point. Like I know that if there's like when it comes to the shoot, like I feel like you could tell the two of us we have to shoot a wedding in 5 minutes. We've never met the couple, we don't know the timeline, and we'd be fine.
Wow.
Because like we know each other, we understand each other, we know our strengths and our weaknesses, and I know that like if Alyssa if she's going to shoot something, she's got it. I don't even need to worry about it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
We know the types of shots each other are going to get.
I'm still worrying about Ryan.
You're still worried about me. Yeah.
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 I don't fully trust you
I'm
yet.
the problem child.
Oh
getting
no.
there.
Yeah. But
But
yeah.
I fully trust Ryan. That's. I agree with what you said completely.
Yeah. It's nice to know have that backup.
Yeah.
Because there have been weddings in the past where one of us has been like sick, and it like there was a wedding I was like really I had like a stomach flu, it was terrible, and like it was nice knowing that like my partner like was like, hey, like you need to come to the wedding, but you can kind of take it easy today,
Yeah.
because like you like went above and beyond so that I didn't have to do like a ton because I felt so bad. So yeah, it's just I don't know. It's nice to know
I
you
got
have that rock solid partner.
Yeah, for sure. How is it spending basically all your time together? Awkward silence. Just kidding.
I mean, luckily we like each other and we get along really well.
Yes.
And because we're also each other's best friend, so we know
Yes.
how to kind of keep it lighthearted. I mean, I feel like not lately, but like this season, when it is our busiest season, it's easy to get into a pattern where you feel like you're just in a pressure cooker. But it's just knowing that we can lift each other out of that has been really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's always nice
I agree.
that we have like each other to talk about things, like think things through, like even speaking out loud sometimes with different scenarios on a wedding day, like lighting and like mics and stuff, and being able to like bounce ideas. Like I feel like that's the biggest advantage of having a husband, because with a second shooter, they'll be like, seriously, you don't know that? Like, but with your husband, be like, babe, just tell me. Like, tell me what to do.
I know, you don't have to feel dumb. You can be like, I don't know what to do in this scenario.
It's okay to feel dumb,
because
right?
Every wedding, no matter how many you shoot, there will be something that you've never done before. Like, some scenario happens, and you're like, okay,
we need to figure this out.
We got this, but like, what are you doing? What am I doing?
Like, oh, that got weird. What are we gonna do?
Yeah. But
I think like for us it helps because Christina's very like her EQ, right? EQ, emotional intelligence is very high. No, it's EQ.
Okay.
Right? You have IQ and EQ. Yeah, her emotional intelligence, like, it's high. She's able to bring to like. She's able to like put herself in like the bride's, like, you know, oh yeah, she would definitely love this, you know, or like she would love this photo, or she would love this moment with her mom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's, had I not had her, you know, in the business, I would have never thought to like
create moments
throughout the day for the bride and the mom to like, you know, just
have private moments. It's one of my favorite things.
I would have never thought about that, you know, on my own, you know, unless.
And there's so many situations where I'm like, man, what would just a male photographer do in this moment, or videographer? Like, having two of us definitely helps of the opposite sex. Just sometimes like golf clubs, or golf country clubs. I don't know if you guys have those over there.
Yeah.
But like usually the getting ready area is in the locker room, and usually it's still open to the golf course, so men cannot go in there.
Yeah, we've had occasions where women.
Yeah, where I just had to go. I was only allowed to go in there.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Like, what would somebody else do?
Well, I guess you have to hire a second shooter that's opposite sex.
But I mean, that's not like
then
common
you're all
knowledge.
covered. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But you know, yeah. So what we love about you guys is that, you know, similar to us, like, you guys are always putting your couples first. You know, you're always building true relationships, and that you know, we've noticed that it really helps to tell the story, you know, of your couples, to really build those relationships, you know. So I think that's why we've connected so well. You know, just adventure, and I feel like not a lot of people are doing that, you know, really getting to know your couples. And, you know, like, so how important is that to you guys? Like, who came up with that? Or is that just something you guys were like, hey, we're born to just really get to know our couples?
Yeah.
I feel like we've both felt that it's so important.
Yeah, I think it's in our nature.
Yeah.
It's something we crave as people.
That connection.
It just feels so weird when sometimes we'll shoot a wedding and like we haven't really gotten to know people. Like, all the correspondence has been over email. Like, they haven't wanted to meet up. They haven't wanted to even FaceTime.
Let me say this too. Like, this is one of the big differences between videography and photography, is because if you're the photographer, you're the one, like, you are the couple's primary person that you're going back and forth talking about the day with and the timeline. And so the couple is looking to the photographer, and video is oftentimes seen as just an extra. So so many people have just been like, cool, we're booked. And then it's just like, that's it.
Yeah.
And like, sometimes that's happened with just over email. We haven't really gotten to FaceTime even, or meet up for coffee. And we always love when people want to meet up with us, because it just gives the video just so much more heart.
It's amazing. It's the better we know a couple, the better their film is. It's like we can't, it doesn't matter what the venue is, it doesn't matter what gear we're using, it doesn't matter what the weather is. It's like, the more we know people and the more comfortable they are with us and we are with them, like, they just get the best films. And so
it's true, because they're relaxed around us, so especially for couple time, they're like more inclined to just be loose and just enjoy each other. And we're all just kind of, like, you guys know,
it's more natural.
Like, we all just become, it's just like a group of friends hanging out, instead of just this awkward stand there and pose while we all paparazzi.
And like, that's what I tell
all around them.
So I tell a lot of people, because you know, obviously, you know, wedding photography, we get the engagement session, or we get the sit down, you know, meeting, then we have an engagement session. Then we usually have like a third time sit it down, because Christina likes to go over the timeline, like you said. And then we'll finally, you know, see them on their wedding day. So that's like our fourth time seeing them. And it's like you said, that trust is there. It shows in the photos.
For sure.
When people trust you, they're just so more relaxed. They're confident in their photos. And I think it's so important to just really get to know and build that relationship with your couples. It's just going to just make everything so much better. They trust you. They're not worried about, does Ryan and Alyssa, have everything?
Yeah.
Are they capturing
What are they
everything?
doing? Where are they? Like,
if you're not in the same room as them, like they're not thinking like, oh, they're off, just
miking somebody
Yeah.
or like setting up lights, like there's so much other stuff that we have to do that no one knows on a wedding day. Like, because we do it like this. We're like running from one spot to the next, trying to get like stuff set up for the next thing that's happening. Mm-hmm. But we love that about you guys.
I think it's so funny on a wedding day when a couple will be like, oh my gosh, you did such a great job. You guys just killed it today. And it's like, you haven't seen a second of video that I shot today. Like, you have no clue what is on this SD card.
Yeah.
I could have just not been recording all day.
Yeah.
I forgot to hit record.
We get that all the time too, and we're like, you have to.
You have no idea what the photos look like.
Or like when a random guest comes up to you and they're like, you guys did so good.
It's that trust. It's that familiarity.
Even though they haven't seen anything, they know that you guys are professional. You got this. You were at the right spots at the right time. Like, yeah, they didn't see the footage, but it looked like you guys knew what you were doing. Like they saw you guys. Yeah,
the way you were communicating with your couples and brides and interacting, being personable.
Yeah,
I feel like
it's stuff that comes like naturally to you guys.
Yeah, and I feel like you guys aren't forced. You're not forcing it. You guys are just real people, interacting. You just care about. I mean, I don't know, Alyssa. Sorry, I haven't worked with you yet. I've had a chance to work with Ryan, but I'm just kidding. I just love it about you guys. I think that's why, like I said, we clicked so well because we're like on the same page with just like everything, and that's grateful for you guys.
Do you guys like wedding day more or like the editing part of a wedding? What would you say?
You first.
I know what you would say.
Yeah, you know my answer.
They're going to say the wedding day.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm going to say the editing process.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the wedding day. I still not as bad, but I can still get anxiety leading up to a wedding day.
Yeah.
Just
really?
because I am just so introverted. Mm-hmm. But once as soon as I'm there, it's like, cool. Yeah. I'm here. I'm gonna do my job. Gonna meet new people. It's gonna be awesome.
You understand that you have a really not difficult but important role in the wedding day. You want to perform. You're only comparing yourself to yourself.
Exactly.
Nobody else knows that's how you feel. I mean, I feel that same way too. Just every wedding, it's just you know that you have that responsibility on you, and you just want to make sure your couple is happy. I feel like if you didn't have a little bit of nerves, it's kind of like a disconnect from love, the passion versus the work. You have to have both. And that's that work ethic, that you get anxious about. Yeah, I totally get
anxious. I'm not even gonna lie. Throughout the whole day too, especially if the timeline gets pushed back, or I'm trying to figure out when I'm gonna be able to get groom and bride and groom portraits, and
if lighting is off, or
I have
raining.
A 5:30 sunset, now in the winter time, and
yeah.
So,
but that's another benefit too of being a husband and wife team, because there have been times when Ryan gets stressed out, and then I'm able to step up and be like, it's okay. It's all going to work out. And there's times when I'm stressed out and Ryan's like, you know what? It's going to be fine.
That's awesome.
So it's just, there's a good balance there.
Yeah, having those little moments where you just come up to each other and you okay?
Yeah, we got this. I need a Diet Coke, though. Give me a Diet Coke, please.
Or we look at each other across the room did you just see what just happened?
Oh, those are so funny, but it's so true.
Yeah.
You guys know.
Yeah, you know.
So where do you guys see yourself in 5 years? What are you guys doing in 2020? What are your big plans for 2020? And then where do you see you guys?
And then 5 years from then.
Yeah.
Such a deep question. Yeah. So I would say 2020. We were just talking earlier. I feel like 2020 is our year of figuring out what the next step is for us. Mm-hmm. Whether that's because I feel like right now, personally, we've been at a place of we really want to start pursuing things that bring our souls joy. Mm-hmm. And we love wedding videography so much, but we're trying to figure out if that means doing less weddings, but being able to be more invested in each couple because of that.
Yeah.
Or if that means adding photography. We're talking about that too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how many weddings do you shoot?
We have shot the last few years anywhere from 26 to 30 per year.
I think this year was 30.
Yeah.
And that's 30
that's
videos.
probably
Yeah.
That's 30 video packages.
Yeah,
Packages.
packages.
And
Yes.
it can be quite a bit. So we're kind of talking about what next year might look like if, say, we did 25 weddings or 20 weddings.
20 weddings, yeah.
And we just really
Which we're
were able
almost
to
there right now.
Yeah, we were able to just invest with each couple and really be able, because you guys know when it's like fall up here is peak wedding season.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone wants to get married in October and September and November. And so when it gets to the fall, it's like it's just one wedding after another, and we feel like sometimes we can't like slow down and
I feel
kind
like
of take it all in.
I'm thinking about Thanksgiving being this week, and I feel like I'm gonna feel the culture shock of like being so go go go, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh wait, a day where I'm with my family and it's gonna be like fun and there's no work and I'm not like rushing to finish a project.
Yeah.
So
Is it
I
weird
think
for you guys when you have like downtime? Do you guys like look at each other like, whoa? Like,
yeah,
It's
I
really
think
weird.
yeah, there are still times where there's almost like a guilt about it because
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
I shouldn't be having downtime. I know that I still have a couple projects that I could be working on, but I feel like 2019 has been the year of kind of having that awakening of we have to take care of ourselves
Yeah.
too in order to like best
Definitely.
serve other
Yeah.
people.
Well, it's kind of
Yeah,
like what you
'cause-
said earlier, Ryan. It's like people think like, oh, you do whatever you want. You make your own schedule. You guys just hang out all day and go to weddings. It's like, yes, that's all great. That's all part. Like those are the perks. But then it really
Yeah.
is like, and plus we have a child, so it's like trying to dedicate time to the business, to my husband, to my business partner, to my son, to my own personal health. Like it's hard.
It's a lot of hats to wear.
Balancing all of that. It's so difficult, and like finding that balance is definitely.
And we all
something-
like on Instagram, we all like to look like we have it together.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
the other aspect of thing is like the Instagram persona, and I think that's why I've pulled back this year. It's been like kind of an accident, but also kind of a conscious effort to just kind of, if I don't have anything to say, I'm just gonna like go and enjoy my day.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be okay, and
It's
we're
gonna be
still gonna
okay.
be in business.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
But
Still
that doesn't mean we don't have plans to like get our social media back up. Just right now, we're just trying to get through fall wedding season.
But
Yeah.
I think self-care is something that our industry doesn't talk about very much.
Mm-hmm.
I think people want to be, oh yeah, I do 50 weddings a year.
People like
and
want to
it's
flaunt
like,
that fact, and it's like you
Oh,
need
no.
to take care of yourself.
you're gonna burn out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you gotta take care of yourself. You've got to say like what's the big picture? Because if you're burned out and you're just worn out, you're
Yeah.
not going to be doing a good job
Yeah.
for your couples either. Like you're not going to care at that point.
Yeah.
Nope.
I feel like this year for me, it's been like, just give yourself grace. Like, it's gonna be, like you said, it's gonna be okay. Like, you don't get that one thing done, it's fine. You got this, and this done, Just always, like, reminding yourself that, like, you're putting that own pressure on yourself. I feel like we all do that.
It's true, because that's another thing we've realized is just that no one else is looking at you the way that you're looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so easy to compare yourself to other people in the business, but I think the best thing you can do is just focus on yourself
Yeah.
personally, and then focus on your own business.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's just my random tidbit of advice there.
Yeah, I totally love it. That's why I started the podcast. Like you said, I'm doing me. Everyone else
Yeah.
will do their own. I'm gonna do my own thing.
Yeah.
Like WOJ. I want to be my own person. I want to live life the way I want to do it,
Yeah.
not how
Exactly.
everyone else wants me to live my life. So
Yeah, and when you're first starting out, that's a hard thing to come to.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's taken a while to get to that point where it's like, this is our style. This is how we like to do things. We don't have to be anyone else, and it's very freeing once you get to that point.
yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
I think, Jared, you and I have talked about this before. Like, I think sometimes people get into this because they're like, oh yeah, you can make like a lot of money as like a wedding person. You can't focus on that.
Yeah.
No.
Like you just have to focus on people, and you have to focus like, honestly, like I never even think about it. What I think about is that I really like my job.
Yeah.
And that I get to meet cool people all the time
Yeah.
and be part of this special day. And that like we can put a roof over our head doing that.
Yeah.
That's neat.
That's
like
awesome.
that's
Very
worth
cool.
celebrating. And honestly, the rest of it is just details.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like
I
if you
love
don't
that.
engage with that, I think that's the heart and soul of what we do.
For sure.
And that just has to be just right up front, is that we're very lucky to do this.
Yeah.
And it's so cool that people are just inviting us in. to their lives.
Yeah, it's totally an honor to have somebody.
You go from strangers to like really close friends. Like it's so crazy. Like I love that, the power that has, like that connection.
Yeah, to like to the point where we invite them to our house and we have a bride's giving.
Yeah.
And we have so we had a house full of girls, all our brides.
Like 15, not all of them, like 15.
Okay, there was 15 girls in my house, and I was pretty much emceeing the whole night. It was like
nice.
I could totally be, that could probably be my next thing, was like emceeing the night.
DJ Jericho.
Like it was
Add it to your
actually
services.
it was actually pretty fun. We had a little candle making class, and we really just got to speak to them aside from weddings.
Yeah.
What are they doing? Like, what are they enjoying? How is life?
Because a lot of our conversations, like me as the vendor, like I want to be like, pour your soul out to me. But like, I also know that like I am hired to be a photographer. And so like, I don't want to, from the beginning, like it's hard to read in the beginning of like that line of like, okay, are we just talking wedding? Do we cross over into like the personal, stage? So it was cool to have like a night of just like, no wedding talk. There's people that were already married, some that haven't gotten married yet. So
they were able
and they
to
got to meet each other, which is so cool.
Talk about the wedding.
I like stepped aside and I looked and I was like, oh my gosh, my heart's so happy.
Was talking to one another. There was no
it was so loud.
lone groups, lone people.
Yeah.
They were all using the photo booth.
It was
they were
so
all
much
taking
fun.
photos of one another. And surprisingly, so we had this game. Christina thought of this game where she printed out photos of all the significant others. So
The grooms.
The grooms. Yeah.
Yeah, it was all the grooms because we only had brides here.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like some of them aren't married yet.
Oh, sorry.
Why did you do that? So
What's
it's
happening over there? I can't see your hands.
grooms or fiancés
Yeah.
at this point, right? So she printed it out, and then she had each girl go and try to figure out who their groom was or fiancé was. And surprisingly,
that's a great idea.
It's a very hard game.
Yeah.
Like a lot of
I can
girls.
imagine.
But you could tell who's been like watching our social media and reading blogs.
Yeah.
This one girl, the winner, got 7 correct. She
No,
matched
she got 8.
Oh my gosh.
8.
She
Yeah.
had 8 of them.
She matched 8 grooms.
8 out of what? 12 or 15?
15.
Yeah. And she was like, she was recently added to
Yep.
the group too.
And she's a video bride, just video.
Wow.
So it's a different.
Yeah, it's a totally different dynamic, but it was really cool.
Yeah.
It was fun. I enjoyed it. But that was totally off subject.
Yeah, sorry,
Let's go
guys.
ahead and get back onto the thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, so you guys mentioned adding photo. So what is that? That's something totally new and exciting. Is it gonna be Ryan, Alyssa, who's gonna take over that role?
So we haven't for sure decided.
Yes.
In some cases, it's both of us. So we have one we have a couple bookings for next year for
Awesome,
photo.
wow.
We have one that's just photo, and then we have another one that's photo video.
Okay.
So we will for sure be together.
Yep.
For the one in April, and then
Probably bring in a second shooter to
We'll
help
each
each
bring
of us
in a
out.
second.
Yeah.
For the photo video.
Yeah.
But we're excited to kind of try it out.
Ryan's gonna be the lead on the photo
Yeah.
whenever we have to split
Extrovert.
up. Just because,
Yeah.
he's gonna
Alyssa's
be
like,
Just corral all these
bubbly
people.
one. Yeah.
I'm gonna get a megaphone.
Yeah.
You go stand over there.
Yes.
That's awesome.
But
I'll just be like quietly whispering in his ear, like, that person should move over there. It will be hard for me because I was just gonna say, like, I do get in a very directorial role, and so it's gonna be hard for me to just like only have my own aspect of the day, because I know I'm gonna see things and be like, you should do this.
Yeah. we still do that.
Yeah, we do it all the time. Not even
Just
gonna lie.
speak out loud.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Especially on like our engagement sessions, it's like
Just add the word babe and you're good.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
or like whenever I'm doing video, I always say, Christina, did you get that shot over there?
I'm like, yes, I got
did
it.
you put the okay? You
Yeah.
know.
And what's nice though is when you guys work together as husband and wife, you can be like, babe, get out of my shot. Like,
yeah, oh yeah.
You know?
Just like, what are you doing? Get it.
your elbow.
You know, how, like sometimes you work with well, I guess videographers work with
Yeah,
us.
you probably guys have
You
a
guys
lot of
have it a lot.
photographers in your view.
elbows and heads and
Oh, yeah.
backs in your shot, and I try to be conscious of that, and I always
It's
tell
hard,
them,
though.
let me know if I'm in your shot. But it's hard
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I shoot a lot of primes,
Mm-hmm.
so I'll get the wide shot, but then I have to move my feet to get closer, so like
Right.
that's Sorry for all the videographers out there. You know, I shoot prime lenses and I have to move my feet to get closer.
Yeah.
So, man. So I think we should do. You want to do the rapid fire questions?
Sure.
All right. So y'all made it
Pressure's
through.
on.
We have a few rapid fire questions that you know.
So wait, are they gonna each answer or?
I
whoever?
think they should each answer, or however they can take turns.
They might have the same
We
answers.
should talk over each other.
Yeah, you should totally talk
great.
over each other. All right, so there we go. So, summer or winter?
Summer.
Mm.
I don't
Probably
do cold.
summer. Yeah, I'd rather be hot than cold.
You're
Summer.
really cold.
Cold's the
Hot?
worst.
Okay, cats or dogs?
Cats.
Dogs.
Oh, you have a
I
cat.
say this and I have 2 cats around me right
We
now.
only have cats.
Oh wow! I thought you guys
Really?
would agree on that one. Okay.
I am a.
He's a converted cat guy.
I do love cats.
Yeah.
I think deep down I'm a dog person.
Okay.
But like, I'm like Switzerland. I'm neutral. Like
Yeah.
just bring it,
Just
bring it
like
all in. All animals.
You love
All of 'em.
everything, you know.
I love it all.
Yes.
all
Yeah.
furry. Okay, got it.
Okay. Next one.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Slow song
I
or
thought you would say coffee.
She said tea.
Yeah, I coffee. I'm surprised you said coffee.
Mm.
Wow, we're
I
opposites
don't like
here.
the flavor of coffee, but I drink it.
okay, slow song or fast song?
Slow.
Fast song.
We're opposites on all these.
Yeah.
totally opposites.
We're learning things about each other. You guys are bringing us
that.
together
This is a
or splitting us apart.
this is the WOJ
There's a therapy
dating
session.
show.
This is Love Line.
At least you guys have
Christina.
things to talk about your next date night.
I'm trying to picture him listening to a slow song, like when you're in your office or you're just like getting down to some slow jams.
You don't know. You don't
I
know.
don't know.
You don't know. You're not gonna know either. That door's staying shut.
Okay.
Oh wait, so you guys have separate office spaces?
Yes.
Kinda. Yeah.
Currently we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just kind of like, that's another thing with like boundaries that we were trying to set. We're just like testing it out.
Yeah.
So we have like a little, our house isn't that big.
Yeah.
So I moved a desk out to the living room and Ryan's in the office.
Yeah, it's still
cool.
separate rooms.
They're so
though.
spoiled.
I'm so spoiled.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. Right now
But
we have
sometimes
ours
I visit.
side by side in our
Yeah.
office.
Okay. Oh,
I always distract him though. That's the problem. Like anytime that we're in the same work environment, I just always will find something. Like it's my natural inclination to be like, "Oh, Ryan, look at this." Like not related to anything on
Yeah.
task.
Totally.
It's like my brain just
We do
wants
get
to
a lot
distract
done
him.
when we're separated.
It's true. Like, it's so true.
Oh, that's funny.
okay. So early mornings or late nights?
Early mornings.
Late nights. No question. No question.
No
Late
question.
nights.
Late nights, early
See, I
mornings.
like mornings. He likes nights.
I like the late nights. I do too. Gummy bears or gummy worms?
Bears.
The Bears. I would
The
agree.
bears.
Oh, we got a similarity.
Ding, 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 ding. Y'all won the trip to Jamaica. Where did you say that one? Pizza or burgers?
Pizza.
Pizza, yeah.
Okay, and
What's
one
not
last
to love
question.
about pizza?
What's something you can share with someone who's just first now, like starting out with video, specifically wedding, probably?
Each of
You
you.
had a lot of.
Each
You
of
had
you.
good
So-
thoughts. Okay, you go first though.
Me first.
I gotta think
I
about
feel
it.
Oh, you go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. I would say if you are just starting out, figure out your audio before you figure out your camera, because your audio is more important than your video,
Yes.
and everyone likes to forget that.
Love it.
And I would say don't think that gear is going to be what bails you out. You should be able to shoot a wedding with one camera and one lens
Hey.
and your audio solution.
Yes.
And you should be focusing on people and not equipment. If you can't be fast and light on your feet, and the moment your gear starts controlling the way you shoot a day instead of empowering you to shoot a day, you're doing it wrong.
Got it.
So, and I think that's a very easy trap for beginners to fall into of like, this lens looks so cool when Matt Johnson used it. This gimbal looks so awesome, you know, when White and Rever used it. It's like,
Yeah.
find what works for you
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
keep it lightweight.
I love it.
That's good.
Perfect.
And then mine would be to start small, because I think a lot of times, like up and coming videographers don't know where to start. They just have their camera, they have their gear, and they're like, how do I break into this industry? And I mean, even though we were like seasoned video production people, when we started off in the wedding industry, we we had to start small too. And that's okay. Like,
Yeah.
we look back to what we charged in 2016, and it's like, it's ridiculously low compared to what we're charging now. But we started small. I had done a couple wedding videos, I probably had done like 2 wedding videos within the previous 4 years. And I just took the scraps from those and I made a little reel and put it out there, and it just kind of snowballed.
Yeah.
Like, you start small, like, you can do shoots for free for people. Just
Second
build
shoot.
a portfolio.
That way the pressure's not there too, you know, like having that pressure of everyone like expecting from you is on a wedding day, like that's why we stress out, is because of that, you know? Like they're expecting like these photos, this video from their best day ever, you know? That's pretty high task.
Yeah, and these photos and video are gonna be around for generations.
Yeah.
Like
we're
you know,
literally
kids of like your grandchildren are gonna appreciate this, and their grandchildren.
Yeah,
you know,
we're
eventually.
capturing history. Like, it's so important. And like, I love what you said. It's about the people. It's not about like, I mean, the details and all that. Like, that's all pretty and awesome for like photos and videos. But it's the people. Like, focusing on those emotions, those little things, the hugs, the kisses. Like, I love seeing those in your films. You know, like the dad's first looks. Oh my gosh, those always get me.
Yeah.
You guys,
We've got some
got
good
like
ones
TikTok
lately.
famous
Yeah.
off one of those.
You know. Yeah.
TikTok.
Let's talk about that for a second, Ryan.
Okay.
Ryan.
Are we on the TikTok?
Ryan and I
Train.
TikTokers.
Yeah.
The TikTok train.
The TikTok.
You guys got famous.
I still
though.
like.
Okay,
look,
who does your guys' TikTok? Is that Jericho?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I do ours.
Okay.
Oh, you do yours.
I can't do
Yeah,
it. It's too
I've been
unpretty
posting
and unaesthetically. I can't deal with it.
I think that's why I love it. It's because I can just, like, because I get wedding videos on my phone. I put them on my phone, and then I'm just like, boom, there's a moment.
Yeah.
Just dump
and
it.
it's just
Yep.
randomly. It's not overly thought about. You know, we
Yeah.
just
I'm like,
post it.
Your caption is like
There's no
2 words.
caption.
There's no caption.
Yeah.
It was like, you
Just
know.
OMG, I'm crying.
Yeah. You know, with the
Emoji.
emoji face. I love how short it is. But
Yeah.
but what's interesting is that like I remember I posted one and then I was like, yo, this thing's going crazy. And I was like, Ryan, you need to get on there because I know you have like 1 million videos. I have like a few, you know, but like just share all your moments. And then next thing you know, I look and this thing has like 2 million views.
Right.
Like,
So you told us, I think you told us about TikTok. You texted
Yeah.
him. We were at a wedding that day.
Yeah.
And during the reception that night, I made our little TikTok account, and then I put that one
the
video
one
on
clip
there,
we had.
and it has blown up to like 2-point-something million. I don't even know.
2.5. What are you at?
2.5, yeah.
2.5
I'm looking at it
million.
right now.
It's insane.
That is
Crazy.
crazy. And you guys almost
And
hit
it's-
like 40,000 followers. You're at 38 right now at the
You
time of this
have
podcast.
37-point-something.
We're like
I've been
friends
following.
on TikTok too. Like we're like friends in
We
real
are.
life and friends on TikTok.
And the
It's
friends
so
on
funny.
TikTok.
It's true. But it's like, I keep looking at your guys' page because I'm like, oh, how are they doing? Like, how are we doing in comparison? Because we started the same day. It's like
Yeah,
a good
and
case
it's like-
study.
Yeah.
And it's like I want you guys to get like a lot too. And I'm like, yes, I want them to hit like 1 million likes on there. I mean, I know it's not about the likes, but it's just interesting on how we're putting so much time and effort, you know, into Instagram, and then on TikTok we're just like, you know, in a week, you know, we've gained
Oh, I
like
know.
what 20,000
Yeah.
followers is ridiculous.
The first
like
week.
in the first week, like
Yeah.
both
Yeah.
you and I.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Instagram is nowhere close to that.
No.
no,
Yeah.
no.
It never
you-
will be.
Like,
Have you posted that same video on Instagram?
I actually, before I had put it on TikTok, I had ran it as an ad, and it did get us a little bit of traction, but it wasn't anywhere near.
2 points.
Like, it was it was a Facebook ad, it was an Instagram ad.
Yeah,
wow.
we're at the reception refreshing our phone, and every time we refresh, it's like 10,000 more views.
Yeah.
And we're like,
Wow.
what the heck is happening?
Yeah.
Like,
That's so crazy. I love it though, because I think I posted mine in the morning. Yeah, because then they started getting traction. And then I saw you guys like, whoa, they're about to hit 1 million. I was
Like, you guys
that's
must have
so
just
crazy.
hit like that perfect timing, because
Perfect timing, the perfect
don't know.
caption, the perfect cover photo. You know, this is the
it like
marketing mix.
took off from the
you know, the
beginning.
algorithm, and like, what's
Yeah.
crazy? It's like, man.
I
just
wish
like,
I could figure it out, though.
Yeah, it's a mystery to us.
It's been like a handful of weeks now, and I feel like I still don't know. Like, I
what's
feel like
happening.
maybe there's a certain time of day that may be better than other times, but I don't know for sure.
We've
So
tried
have-
different types of content,
Uh-huh.
like different.
And you guys are
Different
posting
hashtags.
different times of
Yeah.
the day.
Yeah, different times
Yeah.
of the day, and like
It's a
we can't
game.
get a grip on what.
It is.
I don't think
Like,
there is
I don't think there
an
is either.
algorithm. I think it's just like you post
It's a
it,
free for all.
see what happens.
Yeah, because I mean, the algorithm is crazy, but that's the point, though. It's a free platform, you know. Like, they don't want you to figure it out, because then you're gonna end up like Instagram, where it's like so
Yeah.
saturated, and they change you. Then you're not being seen.
I was reading some stats on TikTok. The average user per time, like each time they get onto TikTok, they spend 52 minutes at a time,
Why?
like single
52 minutes.
sitting. Like
Can you
I
believe
sit
that?
there
My brain would be
for
fried.
52
I
minutes.
don't know what you could look at for 52 minutes.
All those.
Just scroll up, man. Like, you can
15
get.
seconds.
It's a
Yeah.
rabbit hole.
Yeah,
But
they just sit there mindlessly watching
so
all this.
think about that, though. People are on there for 52 minutes, as opposed to Facebook. They'll get on, you know, normally for the notifications, and then they're closed
if they got
out.
tagged. Oh, when
You
I get
know?
tagged in
People go on for Facebook
Yeah.
for the notifications, but people are on TikTok
for entertainment, basically.
for entertainment. You know, so I was like, okay, I see what we need to do here. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
Time to make people cry.
Yeah, it totally. And I love, like, the comment. Like, one of the first comments I remember is like, "Why are there so many wedding videos
All of
on
a sudden.
TikTok?"
So
Like, here we are.
Anybody else notice?
It's literally your fault.
Jericho texted like all the videographer friends.
No, I just told Ryan, honestly. Like, he was the only person I texted, because
Hey, to Oksana.
but she's not a videographer. She's
Yeah.
a photographer. But yeah, I only told Ryan. I was like, hey, man,
Get
let's-
on this.
Yeah, get on this
That's so
platform,
special.
because this thing is crazy.
You guys have such a special bond.
Yeah. Who would have known? Venture.
Yeah.
Venture would have been
Good old Venture.
the meeting point.
But
Meeting
something
place.
about Venture and something you said, Ryan, about how audio is so important and how, you know, your advice is to focus on audio. Jay Worsley actually said this during Venture, is that the only thing the photographer could never do is produce audio. You guys can get the same shot, the first kiss, the first looks, like all of that. The photo, there's a photo of it, and then there's a video of it. And you can capture emotion on photo, like the tears, like all of that, like the puffy eyes. But you can never produce the audio on a wedding day. Like their voices when they say their vows to one another. So when, you know, 20 years later, they can listen and be like, oh my God, like we even sound different,
Yeah,
you
when
know?
you-
Like all
Yeah.
of the, just
It's-
all the
it's
little
powerful.
people, everything.
It completes the video, like, especially watching Ryan's films.
Yeah.
It's like
You can
Ryan,
tell, like
Ryan
audio
and
is
Alyssa's
fun.
films.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
More you than
Come
me.
on,
You
babe.
know?
Yeah, it's
Hey.
more me than him.
Okay, Alyssa and Ryan.
Except for the audio side of things, that is kind of.
No, he was going to say
Ryan picks
paper
up the
crane.
Paper Crane Cinema.
That's like covers both of them.
Paper Crane Cinema. Yeah,
Yes.
their films. It's very
So yeah, if
audio
you guys
driven.
haven't seen their films,
Yeah,
go.
check them out.
It's Paper
Crane
Crane Cinema
Cinema.
Co. on Instagram, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Check them out. Watch their videos.
It's a
and
mouthful.
on TikTok,
And
on Facebook.
if you
They're
guys
everywhere.
are in the Kentucky area,
You guys travel all
We are.
over Kentucky. Most of your weddings, are they based in Louisville?
So I guess we've done a lot of weddings in Louisville, Lexington.
Indianapolis a lot.
But yeah, so we go up to Indianapolis. We've done a few in Florida this year, and then we're actually heading up to Chicago this coming weekend for a wedding.
cold.
So
Yeah. I bought heated scarves.
Yeah,
That's
we're-
how cold it's going to
What?
be.
That's a thing?
You can-
Scarves.
You can get a scarf that you put like the hot hands packs in, and it's
Oh my
hot.
gosh. What about your
Because
hands?
the last wedding, well, I got gloves too. Because like the last wedding we did in Chicago was painful. It was so cold. I was like, I'm not making that mistake again.
it was
Oh my
crazy. But the
gosh.
photographer we were working with, who's amazing, actually one of our former brides, but she was like walking around in this flowy little pantsuit, and I was like, how are you surviving right now?
Like, how did you not freeze?
And I'm in
to
my
death?
giant coat.
Wow.
But yeah, that's what we have to look forward to.
But it's not outside, is it? The wedding?
Probably. We'll probably go outside, for at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
For photos, yeah.
just,
Oh.
yeah. We never go to Chicago in the summer. It's always the winter.
It is. Like, it's either the early spring or winter, whatever.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but we're primarily like shoot around here, I'd say.
You guys
Awesome.
will probably want to be in like bathing suits when you come down to Florida in December.
I think we're definitely gonna go to the beach.
Yeah, it's gonna be cold.
Like, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna be hot for you guys. Yeah. Us Floridians are freezing. You guys are the only ones in the ocean at the beach. It's like, come on, guys, come on in. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect day.
Yeah.
You know, the water's only 70. You know.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yep.
Well, thank you guys so much for sitting down. We know you guys are really busy and you guys could have been out watching a movie, doing other things. Aside
we
from
don't do other things.
Huh?
So we don't do
other things.
Well, you could have been
This is
going
it.
out to dinner or something. You guys don't have kids yet, right?
No, just
you guys are just
cats.
Enjoy that free time, because
Yes.
yeah. But we hope to see you guys soon. I know you guys are coming down to
Yes.
Florida, right?
Mm-hmm.
December.
Yep. December.
Yes.
We'll definitely have
Yep.
to link up and
Yeah.
do something in
Have
person.
you guys over or
I feel like
meet up somewhere.
we should do another podcast in person. It just feels so much good.
Do a redo.
We're down. We're totally down.
No, because there's so much that we could talk about on the podcast.
We can do
I
a
know,
whole,
we
like,
Oh yeah.
a gear one.
Yeah,
so many
there's
things
like
we
so
can talk
many
about.
things.
So
like
true.
Ryan loves his Da Vinci. Your editing.
I
do.
Uh-huh.
You know I do.
Marketing. There's so much you guys can
Uh-huh.
talk about. Being in the industry for your 4th season.
Yeah.
But
We're so
awesome.
wise.
Do you have anything, Christina?
No, I think that's all. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
We
Well, thanks
love
for
you
having us
guys.
on.
Yeah.
It's been great. Yeah, we love you guys too. You guys are the best.
We love that there's another like husband and wife team that we can like talk to.
Yeah.
I feel like there's. I mean,
Can be
sure
real
there are
with.
others out there,
Probably.
of course, but like we haven't come across a lot of them.
Not a lot.
Mhm.
There's a lot of soloists, but
That's awesome.
yeah. All right, guys. Thank you. Thank
Cool.
you guys for listening.
Thank you,
And we'll
guys.
catch you guys on the next one.
Bye.
See ya.